Up to Halacha Yomi, we're on page 374. So we said that once it's the day after Rosh Chodesh Av, we don't eat meat or drink wine. Okay, so let's start with eating meat. 61, the custom of refraining from eating meat applies even to poultry and even to another food that was cooked together with meat or chicken. Let's say I cooked rice together with meat or chicken. I made a plov, right? And I say, I'm not gonna eat the meat, I'm gonna eat only the rice. It's not allowed. It was cooked together with meat or chicken. So even that you cannot eat on after the Rosh Chodesh Av 9 days. 62, a pot that which meat was cooked, and even within 24 hours, you're allowed to use it to cook par foods. So let's say yesterday, Rosh Chodesh Av, so I used the pot to make some nice meat for Rosh Chodesh. But then, the next day, it's already 2nd of Av, 3rd of Av. I can't eat meat anymore. But I want to use my meat pot. You're allowed to. If you're going to cook something parv. You can cook potatoes, pasta, whatever it is. Parv. You're allowed to. Eggs. We're going to fry eggs in there. It's mutar. It's permitted. As long as it's clean. 63. It is permitted to eat soy hot dogs or similar food that appear like they're meat, but there's no concern ma'it ayin. You know, they have this impossible burger, right? Made from plant protein. All these things, even though they look like a burger, how are you eating a burger? It's 9 days. What are you doing? Oh, it's plant protein. It's not meat. Parv.
What is fish? What is fish?
Fish? What about fish?
Fish burger?
Yeah, you're allowed to eat fish on 9 days also, yeah.
Fish burger, yeah.
64. If one accidentally recited bracha on wine or meat after Rosh Chodesh Av, you don't want your blessing to be bracha l'batala, so you should drink a little bit of the wine, eat a little bit of the meat. 65. If one accidentally cooked meat, you're not allowed to eat it. You have to give it to a child or a sick person or freeze it to eat it after Shabbat. 66. One may taste meat or chicken on Erev Shabbat to taste, make sure it's tasty. There's a mitzvah to taste the food every Erev Shabbat. Right? Ta'ameh chaim zachu. Why? So that way we know the food is going to be delicious for Shabbat. So let's say there's bachsh, there's gush there. So you want to go and taste a little bit to make sure that's good for Shabbat. So then what problem is though, you got to make sure it's a tasting. It's not to go and to eat everything now. You have to just to taste, but you're allowed to taste.
With bracha.
So yeah, if you swallow it, yes, you're gonna make bracha. 67. One who usually eats meat from Malav Malka may eat meat remaining from Shabbat. You hear this? So let's say it's 9 days, right? And Shabbat is the 3rd day of Av, or Shabbat is the 4th day of Av. And Motzei Shabbat, you always eat. I know some people always eat bachsh. They always eat leftovers from Shabbat, Motzei Shabbat. So he wants to eat meat, but it's 9 days. It's not Shabbat anymore. You're allowed to eat the leftovers from Shabbat after Shabbat on this only in what's it called Malav Malka.
Only leftovers.
Yes. You can't open awu over here.
Yeah.
68. If the meat was not left over from Shabbat, one may not eat it on Motzei Shabbat or Motzei Rosh Chodesh, beginning when he prays Arvit. Okay, so you see you can't. 69. One who's pregnant or just gave birth or is sick and they all need to eat meat, they're allowed to during the 9 days. These people who are very they're ill. 70. Children who are a year younger than bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah are allowed to eat meat, but once a boy turns 12 or once a girl turns 11, you should teach them already. You shouldn't be eating meat during the 9 days. 71. During a Sudat mitzvah, let's say my friend has a Pidyon Ben, he has a Brit Milah, he has a Siyum, right? They're all him and all the people invited are allowed to have meat during the 9 days. However, those who are attending the Suda with the main intention to eat meat are considered as if they're doing a mitzvah that's really an averah. It's a mitzvah that's really a sin, right? Because you're supposed to be going for the mitzvah, not because, there's sometimes people who say, we want to have a barbecue and have a get together, and we want to eat meat. Oh, but it's 9 days. What are we gonna do? I know what to do.
9 days too.
Opa, call. Hey, you a religious guy? Tell him to make a siyum. We're gonna go find an excuse for our party, right? So we have to know that that's not okay. It's not okay. We're gonna learn that. It's gonna come up right now. Okay, so this guy who came to the Pidyon Ben, the Brit Milah, to eat meat, he's really doing a sin. Okay, good. 72. A Brit Milah ceremony is not considered Sudat Mitzvah that allows one to eat meat the night before the brit is not considered a Sudat Mitzvah. Okay, 73, let's say Brit Milah was deferred. It was pushed off for whatever reason. You couldn't do it 8th day. It's because the baby was sick. Then still, it's still considered Sudat Mitzvah, and everyone can eat meat if they go to the Suda. Mohel, Sandak, and the father of the baby can eat meat the entire day because it's considered a Yom Tov for them, not just the Suda Mitzvah. Even the whole day they can eat meat, it's a Yom Tov for them. You're allowed to go shopping during the 9 days to buy meat if you're going to use it after the 9 days. One may eat meat as Siyum Masechet if he did not partake, even if he did not partake in learning the Masechet. Okay, can I always make a Siyum? So let's see. Let's learn the laws of Siyum. The following conditions must be met for someone to make a Siyum to permit one to eat meat. These are the following conditions. Ready? Number one may not finish the Masechet before Rosh Chodesh Av and only wait to make the Siyum afterwards. Right? You can't say, oh, I'll make a Siyum now. I'll leave the last lines. And then I know during the 9 days, someone's going to call me probably and ask me for Siyum. That way I have it ready already. So gato. That doesn't work like that. You can't do that. Right? However, one is allowed to pace himself to learn the Masechet slower or faster to finish it during the 9 days after Rosh Chodesh. If you finish during the 9 days, okay, good. But you can't finish many weeks before and just say, I left it. I left it there like just in case, ready to go. You can't do that. It has to be that you finished at that time. Number two, one who read the Masechet without understanding did not make a Siyum. The person takes the whole Gemara and he reads the beginning to the end, like a Zohar. Doesn't understand anything, not a Siyum. C, one who learned the Masechet Mishnayot with a commentary, such as Rav Aryeh ben Bartanura, may eat meat as his own meal. But only the person who learned the Masechet could eat it, not other people present. But if you want to make a Siyum for everybody, you got to make a Siyum on a whole Seder. You got to make a whole Seder. D, if one learned Masechet Kala and Masechet Sofrim, it's considered he learned Masechet Mishnayot. E, one who learned Book of Zohar, even without understanding, can make a Siyum and eat meat. You have to finish one whole book of Zohar. If you finish a whole book of Zohar, even without understanding, the Chidah says it counts. So, Gemara, no. Zohar, yes. F, if one possibly can make a Siyum by completing a specific section of Shulchan Aruch, let's say you finish a whole section. Next one may only make a Siyum when completing a book from Tanakh, if one happened to finish learning the book at the time, not if one planned it. One may not eat meat at a Siyum for Masechet that was split up by many people. It has to be one person finish the whole thing. It can't be, oh, you took one page, you took one page, you took one page. It has to be that one person finished the whole thing. And finally, one may only eat meat at a Siyum if you generally celebrate by eating meat when making a Siyum. So if you usually serve meat when you make a Siyum, so then you could also make one during the 9 days, that's a Siyum. Okay. Some people, they go to, restaurants. And in the restaurants, they make the 9 days menu because it's not so simple to get a person to fulfill all these laws of Siyum. You can't just, and people have to understand the Siyum. And people have to be there at the Siyum. You know, it's not so simple to just go to a restaurant to eat meat during the 9 days. You have to be careful. 79. One may eat meat and drink wine at a seudah that is made on the day that a boy becomes bar mitzvah. However, you may not make a seudah during this time if it's not his actual birthday. You hear this? Bar mitzvah boy party? If it's not his actual birthday, it's not seudat mitzvah. Only when it's his actual birthday. Okay. And then that's eating meat. Next time we'll talk about drinking wine. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen.